3, 2, 1. Boom! What's going on, guys? Dan with Mad Nasty Trapping coming back at you again. Where am I? What did you say? Where might I be? It's another skinning night in the fur shed. Woo! I'm ready for this one, boys. Yep, that's right. Swinging from gamble racks. And the crazy stuff that you seen last year is going to be on here again this year. And I got me a critter. Nothing special. Don't get too excited. But God, I've waited all off season for this. Skinny nights with Mad Nasty Trapping. Hell yeah. Anyways, I went on the trap line today. And on the trap line, I got to the very last trap. And sure as shit, I had me a critter. A critter of the low price auction of sorts. One of those that I really don't want to get. But for that reason, they call me the Possum King. You're already dead. You were in the trap. What am I doing? Don't flag me. It's legal. I promise you. Yeah. So, I got me a little possumer. Hi. Hi there. How are you? So, oh, what an intro, right? Screw it. 2018. Season with Mad Nasty. You thought you were going to get some normal shit? You ain't getting nothing normal with me. You will get some lessons, some learning of sorts, and all season long, some of the craziest, off the wall, most unique, and still educational trapping, skinning, fleshing, and boarding that you can't find anywhere else. Nobody does it like I do. Come on. So, today we got a possum on the trapping line. Hey, something's better than nothing. I'm used to this. Again, that's why they call me the Possum King, guys. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this possum hung up. I'm going to get it skinned down. I've got a little bit of battery life on here. It's going to somewhat be a short broadcast. I don't have a lot of catch. I only got one, guys. But this is just a warm-up. I got to make sure I get all my stuff, my knives, da-da-da, make sure I get everything in line. So that when I do get a bigger catch and more special critters, hopefully some fox and coyote this year, right, boys? Then I will be all prepared for some killer-ass videos. So, this one right here is just on the rip with one catch on the line. I got some comments coming in. I'm going to go and rip these comments real quick here and then get to starting. Stephen Cooper's waving hi. I got a message that says, do you want to tag Brian Hammonds in this video? I don't exactly know what happens when I click tag on there, so I'm not going to do that yet until I look into it. Stephen Cooper says, by the way, the reason our comments were being deleted on YouTube is because of language filters. I apologize, guys, and it had nothing to do with me. And Stephen Cooper said, just like if you say coon, then they delete it because they think of it as a derogatory term. Yeah, I see. I don't know what to say about all that. You know, if you come onto a video, and it's entitled Mad Nasty Trapping on the Trap Line, or Mad Nasty Trapping Skinning Night, or Mad Nasty Trapping Fleshing and Boarding Night, or Mad Nasty Trapping Dancing with Dead Raccoons. Bottom line is, guys, when you jump on here, you know what you're getting. Don't know what to tell you, but whatever. So let's get ripping here. Feel free to comment, like, share, and as always, YouTube channel Mad Nasty Trapping is the exclusive content that you can only find there. But I figured I'd give you guys a little treat. I've been neglecting all my Facebook people lately, and I apologize. So hopefully this makes up for it with a stupid-ass video about skinning a possum. But it's fun. It's all in fun, right? If it wasn't fun, we wouldn't freaking do it. So, That's how it is. First things first. Okay, I'm going to do this as somewhat of an instructional video and an entertainment video. Okay? So first things first, guys, and I'm going to run down the list of all the materials and supplies and stuff you need to do a basic skinning. This is a basic video. Okay? On a basic critter that we all too many and all too often get on our line. So, step number 1. When gathering all your supplies, get yourself a pack of Lip Dip Grizzly. Pack yourself a Lipski before your hands get covered and you can't take a dipski. Hey. So I'm going to pack me a big hammer and then get my gloves on and get to cutting. Yep. Oh yeah. Double digger. That Grizzly. America. Okay. Now, if you guys haven't seen me before, you guys don't know. Okay? Now, yes, you can skin without gloves. I do not recommend it. Not very often, but sometimes you come across critters that have diseases. Especially, the ones that eat trash, garbage, they inbreed, all kinds of mess. So the last thing you want to do is be skinning down a critter that in the fair market value isn't worth very much. And you get a disease from, like, say, my friendly little possum right here. Are you sick, diseased? No, you're not. I don't trust him. He's a possum. But that's screwed up. Kids, don't do that at home. Your parents will think you're weird. Anyway, yeah, you don't want to get diseases from these animals, so rubber gloves are essential, and your women will appreciate you for it. Some of these critters, they got some odorous about them, and some of them rather hard to wash off. Now, number 2. You guys will see me do this on every video unless I forget. And if I forget, please comment below, because these right here are my gloves from last year, and they still stink. But these right here are what you call cut-resistant gloves. Now, you guys that seen me last year, I was using these gloves last year, and late at night, I slipped, and right through the web of my hand right here, tip of the knife hit it, and it only went in a very small amount because these are cut-resistant gloves. Without that, it would have landed me a hospital visit. I'm very grateful for cut-resistant gloves. About 3 years ago, I did not have cut-resistant gloves on, and I was skinning down a ram that I shot, and in filleting it down and skinning the hide from the meat, my fillet knife went through the hide and straight down to the bone of the knuckle. That taught me a very, very valuable lesson that these gloves right here are essential when skinning, guys. You probably won't take my word for it. You don't have to. But you will wish you had these at some point in your skinning time as a trapper. Okay? Now, let's see here. I'm going to get what am I going to do here? How am I going to do this? So, which one's going to be better lined up? Probably not that one. How about right there? No. How about... Yeah, we'll do it right here, and I'll adjust the camera. How's that sound? Let's see if I can go upwards with the camera a little bit. Okay. Back you up. Okay, guys, let me grab my knives, and I'll be right back with you. get the best video I can for you guys. I don't know where my, what they call a selfie stick went off to. So, this is going to be on the rip. Do the best I can visually for everybody here. Okay, yeah, you guys can see here. Okay, here we go. Just like most critters, your first ring out is going to be around both the paws, guys. So you take your knife, and I'll get you close visuals as best as I can. And you will run a ring all the way around on your feet. Both sides, and you want to do it. The heels right here, you want to stay as close to the heels as you can. I know this is a low dollar fur, guys, but for instructional purposes, you want to make sure you stay as close to that heel as you can to retain as much fur length as possible. And when I get to boarding these, you will see why that becomes important, okay? So cut your ring all the way around. Then you are going to spread legs apart, guys. I'm going to get you what I can here. You're going to pull legs straight across, and you want to take from heel to vent, straight down line. You want to take heel to vent, straight down line, and pop your knife through. That's going to be your first cut, and your second cut will come around the tail. So take your knife, slide it in at the heel, and make your straight line cut right on through. Start off on your other side. Start off at the heel. That's what's nice about these fillet knives, is you can get them right in under that fur there, underneath that hide, and you can actually slide it all the way in under the hide, and then you can start walking it up and get a nice, perfectly straight line. Presentation is key, guys. And even on these low dollar furs, practice, practice, practice on the low dollar furs so you don't make mistakes when it comes to the higher dollar furs, guys. Okay, now take it. And some of these critters, like this one's doing pretty good. You can take it and start peeling back your fur. Okay, peel it back a little bit of the ways. And you might be able to do it by hand. If not, you can use a fillet knife and do it out. Now, contrary to what most people say, or a lot of people say, it is my belief in doing this and doing 130 odd critters last season that it is best to go and leave. You want to go and try to leave, guys, as much fat as you can on the hide in the skinning process. The more fat you leave on your hide during the skinning process, the easier it is upon removal during the fleshing process. Trust me, guys, leave as much fat on all your critters until you get it on the fleshing beam. When you get on the fleshing beam, I promise you, it'll be a whole lot easier with your fleshing knife to walk a lot of fat off than minimal fat off of there. And you'll see that later this season. So we're going to take our possumer and hang them on the rack. Now, when you hang them on the rack, that bone in their leg is like this, okay? And there's a tendon that comes down on the other side. You do not want to put it between the tendon and the bone. When you start pulling, it will rip that tendon. You want that gambrel hook to go between the bone. All right, guys? So between the bone on the gambrel rack, peel down my other side. Oh, this one might be too small to do it. Yep. There you go. Okay. Now that I got it hung up, see if I can get a better. See what I can do, guys. This is why I'm doing a test run on this critter. Okay. Not as good as I'd hoped. Let's try something here. Try this out. Maybe not. Better. Getting there, getting there. Better. Anyway, let's get back to it, boys. So, got him up on the skinning rack. We're going to fold the tail downwards. And let's see what I can do here. When you do it, you want to come to the base of the tail, retaining as much fur as you can, especially on these possums. I mean, if they're worth 50 cents, you might as well be worth 50 cents and not a quarter, right? So you're going to ring around the base of the tail. You're going to ring it all the way around. And it only gets faster with time, guys, because I haven't skinned down a critter since last season. So it's been a little while. Okay, when you do it, you want to go straight in on these possums, straight in until you hit the vent, and then a slight angle over till you hit your original cross cut. Come back over to the vent, go and cut over on an angle till you hit your original cross cut, or what a lot of people call the money cut, if these furs were worth a bunch of money. You always want to go for presentation, though. Better presentation will get you your better dollar at auction, right? Right. So, and again, on these lower dollar furs, such as these possums, they might only be worth $1 or 50 cents, whatever. Show a little bit of respect to the animal. Show a little bit of respect to the wild if you do, perchance, take these. Like this one was in a Conibear set. Had this one been, this is a smaller one too. Had this one been in my live trap or my DP set or a foothold trap, I may have considered letting this one go. But it is kind of nice though to have this here as a first skinnable so that I can get back into the swing of things before making a mistake on a more valuable fur. But you do want to show these animals the utmost respect that you can. I mean, we can screw around, have fun, goof off, and whatever, but when it all comes down to it, these animals are to be respected. They are to be revered for being what they are and giving us our enjoyment in the outdoors, guys. Okay? So, now that you got your V cut, your money cut, or your cross cut around your heels, you're going to start working your hide down. And you can do it a couple of different ways. A lot of guys can go and straight peel them. You might do a combination of pull and trim. Or you can just trim your whole way down if you choose. My preference is I like to get them started, and then once I get them started, then I will apply a hard pull, and they will separate hide from meat. Get out of my way, too many rats. This one's still summertime, guys. Summertime, and it doesn't have a whole lot of fat on it, which unfortunately doesn't aid in the removal of this fur. Damn. Nope. I knew it would do that. Let's try it again. Okay. Through the bone, guys. Come on. Okay. It's not going to cooperate. So I'm going to have to do it with a knife. Okay. There we go. I wish I had some music playing here, but because of the copyright laws that came up with this year, unfortunately I can't do that without being flagged anymore. Not as fun. Still working on a workaround for it, and eventually I'll figure out a way to make music in the fur shed happen again. You want to just keep working around that hide and start working it all the way down to the head. Always keep your knife on an angle towards the flesh side of it. You do not want to put holes in any hides and lose dollar in grading. Even though this is a low dollar fur, guys, again, we want to do the best we can for presentation and put up. And even get the low dollar furs off the market. I know there's, as tempting as it is to not waste time on these animals, to just, get them out of the trap, huck them into the woods, let another animal have some dinner. Let's try to be let's try to be good outdoorsmen and use the animal to the best of our ability that we take from the woods, guys. Now, typically on a coon or a bigger possum, this one right here, there's not a whole lot of muscle up on these legs. So, you know, once you get to this point, it's very easy to give that hide a good hard pull and peel it down. As of on this one, I've already tried to do so, and I pulled through on the muscle that connects to the legs. So that's not going to happen on the pull on this one. So I'm just going to take my time. I only got one critter to do tonight. Take my time and work my way down until it gets to the bottom. Separate your legs down now while you still can. Damn, sharp claws on him. Another little tip, guys, is you can gently apply pressure by pulling down on the fur or pulling down on the hide. You can pull down on the hide as you're running that little tissue layer that connects the fur to the meat there. By pulling down on it slightly, it aids in the removal and it helps peel down a little bit quicker. Spin it, spin it, spin it, and go round and round, working your way down. Now, I've been doing this trapping gig for about, I don't know, I've been skinning and trapping for about 7 years now, and I really didn't take it on as hard and as devoted as I did last year and the other year. Last year was the first year I really took it on hard. And I really started paying attention to my cuts and presentation and all that. So, you know, it all comes down with time. But I am by no means a professional butcher. I am no means a, you know, the best of the best when it comes to trapping. I'm still what I guess most people consider a hobby trapper. I don't do this for a living, and I do it as a sport. I like getting my furs off to auction, seeing what they get at market, you know, price second, enjoyment of the sport first, and every year I do take advice from fellow trappers and suggestions on how I can better the techniques that I use. And I put them to use, guys. As all of you should. Okay, now on this one it's small enough I can grab in behind. I can grab in behind where the leg joints meet the body there, and I can give it a little pull down. I still have trouble separating this V-notch right here between the front legs and popping the front legs through. You'll see that in my skinning videos quite often, that as I'm skinning down, my area that I struggle the most on is right in the neck area and pulling the front legs through. That is one of the toughest areas on here to get and get right without punching holes. Now, making a skinning machine or using a rack to pull the hide makes things a hell of a lot easier. I planned on doing that this off season. I just never got around to it, and it is what it is. So I'll be doing it the old way again this season. Now this possum right here was taken in a Conibear 220 Duke brand in a Michigan legal bucket set, guys. Yes, bucket sets do work. They have their place out in the woods. To a lot of people, the bucket set's not a real viable trap. They under-talk that trap, but here in Michigan, there's certain areas where you cannot discharge a firearm and you cannot use anything besides a kill trap. So I've gotten really used to using these bucket sets, and I've had a lot of success with them, and I'm going to continue to use them. You know, whatever gets your fur count, guys. Okay, now I'm working my way underneath the legs here. And again, trying to separate out without cutting through fur. Come on, pull through. Okay, now once you get the leg skin down a good portion of the way, I'm sorry about that light, guys, you can go and push your thumb or finger through behind the leg between the meat and the fur. You can poke your thumb through there, try to poke a second finger through, and then pull your legs out. And then you're going to pull them all the way down to the base of the foot. You want to see a nice dividing line right at the baseline of the foot. Just like you did on your rear legs, you want to run a nice ring around the base of your foot all the way around, and then pull your foot through. Now, as you trim out both sides of the leg, as the membrane gets thin in between, you can start to see light through there. And as I get later into the season, guys, I will have better lighting. Probably within the next week, I'll have better lighting, and I'll have a better way of keeping the camera up, zooming in, and all that. But again, you want to poke your finger through, right in behind your leg, widen it open, and put the second finger through, and then grabbing on to both the leg with one hand and the hide with the other hand. Pull, separate your two hands apart, and you will walk that hide all the way down to the foot joint. This one just pulled straight through. You can pop them straight off too if you like. Done. Okay? Come back up underneath the neck. Start trimming back. And continue ringing around the carcass. Working your way all the way down to the ears. And I've already seen the ear on this one right here. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Hopefully you can see that little bump. There's a visual bump on both possums and coons. There's a visual bump of where the ear comes on through. You want to take your knife, go straight up to the ear, and then run a straight cut through to the base of the skull. That'll separate your ear cartilage from the carcass. Then work it down. Come to your other side, trim it till you see the ear bump, and I can see the ear bump right there. Straight through. You want to retain, even though you don't get extra added value for anything from the neck to the nose, presentation wise, you want to retain as much of that as you can. on the ear side of things. It just looks better on put up, guys. And you're going to keep on skinning down, and eventually you will see where your eyelet holes are. Take your knife in it upwards 45 degrees. And you can cut those eyelets straight through to the bone. There you go. Nice, cleanly cut eyelets. 45 degrees up. Run it straight in until your knife blade hits that bone. Work around the other side until you see the eyelet, 45 degrees up, until you hit that bone. Separate your eyelids. Work your way down. And continue to pull down on your hide as you go around. Okay, once you get a good portion of the way down, guys, you're going to come up to the bottom. You're going to come up to the bottom lip. You'll be able to see where the back of the lip joints come down. I don't know if you guys can really see that all that well. I apologize. I'll have better skinning videos coming up. But when those lip lines come down, you're about halfway down the lower jaw. You should be able to slide your knife through and across that lower lip and trim it off. Okay, so the lower lip is trimmed off, leaving just a small portion of fur. Nice straight line cut across the lower lip there. When you get onto the boarding process, you'll better see why that lower lip does not make a difference. Continue skinning it all the way down until you get to the nose cartilage, and then trim it straight through. Boom. Done deal. As easy as that. Now again, guys, it's not a speed game. Relax, possum. With no pajamas. Okay. It's not a speed game, guys. The whole key is to presentation, presentation, presentation. Get nice, clean cuts. No holes in the hide if preventable. And there we go. That's a good one. That's, you know, not the smallest possum I've ever got, but not the biggest either. But yet, first fur for the season. So there you go, guys. That is skinning night number 1, possum instructional, and a learning curve for me on videology. I now know where my downfalls are: lighting, up close visuals, camera angle, and some other things I got to work with. It's been a pleasure, my friends. Go ahead and put your comments below, and I will answer them here in just a moment for you. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. We got 6 viewers. This video will be up for replay for 24 hours, and then I will take it down. It is going to be a short period of time on YouTube before some anti or somebody flags this video. I don't want to get flagged, so I'll leave it up for a short period of time in which you guys can review it, share it, enjoy it, and then you will have to see it when I re-upload it within 24 hours on the YouTube channel Mad Nasty Trapping. All right. Now, that fur right there, I'm going to roll that up in just a minute here, especially with it a little bit warmer out here. I don't know, I'd probably say it's about 55, 60 degrees right now. If you let this hang overnight, if you let this hide hang overnight, and come back in the morning, you'll see that a good portion of it will be already starting to dry. And as it dries hanging on the rack, you will lose length. Length in this game costs you money at auction. So you do want to get these into your freezer, or at the very least your refrigerator, as soon as possible if you are not going to flesh and board same night. Now, I've also found that a hide that, say you check the trap line, you go out, you dispatch a critter, and then you bring it back to your fur shed, and that critter has not had a chance to cool. It is going to be tougher for you to go and skin down an animal that is warm, okay? A cool, not frozen, but a cool, chilled hide is an easier hide to skin on an animal. So, something to keep in mind, guys. And then, if you're going to go and put them in the refrigerator, make sure that you go and you flesh them down and board them, within about a 24-hour window if they're in the refrigerator. If you put them in the freezer, you got an extended amount of time, to the best of my knowledge, an infinite amount of time in which to go and flesh and board those critters. But you want to get them into the cold as quick as possible. Okay, now on to comments, guys. If you got questions, go ahead and ask. And again, this is the first skinning night of many, many, many more critters to come. So let's come back up here. You guys have been commenting a lot, and I appreciate all your comments. Keep them ripping. Chuck Powell says the coon harvested now have basically little or no value. Why not wait a few weeks until they are prime? Okay, why not wait till they're prime? I go for, and it's a good question, Chuck. And my honest answer to this is I go for catch numbers. Okay, I'm trapping some new turf this year as well as the turf that I trapped last year. When I trap numbers, rarely am I, in the expanse of trapping that I do and the amount of area that I trap, going to have the opportunity to get on an animal a second time. Okay, so for instance, if I don't put out traps and I wait till the fur is prime, in my mind, I'm missing out on the potential of catching X amount of critter that I wouldn't be able to get my hands on if I waited that time out. Now, I can put the traps out opening day, as I do, and I do it as an enjoyment of the sport. Again, the money is beautiful, but the enjoyment of the sport's even better. I can't wait to get out there every season. So I go and I get, but before the fur is prime, I go and I get 30 coon, okay? I get 30 coon before the fur is prime. In my eyes, and where I trap and how I do my trapping, that 30 coon is additional on top of all the prime coon. All right? So, say I have 30 coon prior to getting my first prime coon. That's 30 more additional catch that I have now that I wouldn't have had I waited. So, with the markets the way they are, guys, 30 coon adds up to something, whereas 0 coons add up to nothing. And so on. It's just kind of the way it is. I'm going to continue to trap and take every critter I can and throw them all at the market and let the good ones fall as they may, and let the, lesser furs fall as they may as well. It is what it is. That's how I do it. Other people might choose to do it another way, and I don't judge people one way or the other if they want to get on the line on day one, or if they want to do it and wait until prime. I'm not that way, guys. I don't judge how people choose to do their seasons. I just, judge on their person. That's it. We're all trappers in here together, and, We need to all support us in this sport. And as long as we're following the laws and doing it legally and following bag limits and inhumane methods, more power to everybody out there as a trapper. All right. Coming down the list. Stephen Cooper says he's just playing possum. You're a funny guy. Alex says, sup, man? Stephen Cooper says, yeah, get a mud jug. Yeah, I got a mud jug over there, but you know what? Whatever. It's the skinny room floor. Don't really much care. It's not my living room. Randy says, sorry, but I wouldn't skin that SOB for the money they bring. I do have respect for animals. Oh, I didn't say you didn't, Randy. And again, had this been caught in a live set, had it been in a DP trap or a foothold or a cage trap, I would have considered a release of this animal. This was a small one. You know, this was probably, you know, a newborn possum from last year. And yes, they don't bring a whole lot of money at market. And to be honest with all you guys out there, when I sent off, I believe 60, 63, 64 possum off to market last year, they had 0 possum sell at market. So those carry over until they do get sold. What am I going to get on them? I don't know. But I am selective on my animals quite often that I get in my live traps, and I release small ones, of course. But if I do happen to get one in my Conibear sets, like this one was, I'm not just going to take it out of my Conibear set and huck it into the field. I'm going to take it, retain the fur, put it into market, and get what I can on it out of respect for the animal. So, that being said, Randy, again, don't feel that I'm calling anybody out. I mean, legal practices are legal practices, and, you know, waiting or releasing critters, you know, until prime, that's completely on the individual choice of the sportsman, buddy. You know, what you choose to do, and vice versa. And I appreciate you being a follower of mine, man. You've been on quite a bit. And I greatly appreciate your support, buddy. Stephen Cooper says, I mean, it's already dead in the trap. Might as well skin it, not let it go to waste. And that also looks bad on the trapping guys. You know, I can see a couple different ways on that, Stephen. That yes, you know, whatever you catch, you do want to retain and use to the best of your ability. Now, you know, I used to have a little bit different outlook on the guys that would go and take something like a possum off their kill trap and throw it back into the woods. No, though I feel that, you know, I personally as a trapper would not do that. That's just not how I am. But to the people that do, to each their own. As much as I kind of regret saying that, to each their own. I do not condone throwing critters in the trap line off into the woods and just hucking and disregarding them. That is not something that I condone, but I do also realize that any animal in the trap, and any part thereof that animal will get used. It's called the circle of life, guys. You know, if an animal on the side of the road gets hit by a car and it's a road hit, at some point, guys, that animal will be completely consumed, whether it be by bugs or by crows or just decomposing. And every bit of that animal, whether it be roadside hit or trapped and discarded, whatever it might be, or skinned and then disposed of the carcass, every bit of it gets used. It's the circle of life, and there is nothing gone to waste. But in my eyes, killing to kill is not a viable outdoorsman-like way. So, but again, to each their own. If you know, whatever you choose to do on the trap line, whatever your method might be, providing it is legal, you're not breaking any laws. You know, all I can say is whatever you feel is the best respect you can give to the wild and give back to the wilderness, the better off you are as an outdoorsman. Okay? So we'll leave it at that. Stephen Cooper says, couldn't you play the radio in the background and just say periodically that you don't have rights to say or something like that? No, I cannot. Playing music in the background, guys, is zero option at this point. There is something called algorithms and a program within this Facebook and YouTube that even a car driving by playing a radio station, if it picks up that music, it will immediately stop the broadcast, delete the broadcast, and not allow you to retain any of that video footage. I'm trying my best, guys. For the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been trying to find a workaround for it, and I've about got there on a workaround, but you guys just got to be patient. I like playing DJ, and trust me, I like having music in the background because it just stops up the silence that's in this skinning shed here. So just be patient, and I will get music in Mad Nasty DJ playing again. I'm getting low on battery life, guys, so I'm trying to monitor it here. I got 13% left. Mike Paradise says, what's up, Dan? What's up, Mike Paradise? God, it's good to hear from you again, buddy. We got to get out on the trap line. You're going to have to hit me up on private message or on Messenger, and we're going to have to talk very soon, man, because, I got a little, that away, down the road. There's a little pond with some muskrat huts in it that I need your expertise on the muskrats to go and clear out that little honey hole. I seen them the other day when I went on a walk. Oh boy, there's some muskratters in that little honey hole pond. We gotta get them. Tony Flowers, what up, buddy? You had a hell of a broadcast today. Tony Flowers of Old Glory Custom Rods. You guys got to check him out, man. He's making custom fishing rods and auctioning them off. Guy's top notch, and his artistic talent for that stuff is amazing. Connor's in the house. What's up, Connor? Stephen Cooper says, dude, where did this cold come from? It's already snowing today. Was it snowing today? I didn't catch that. I know it got cold here real quick. I still got to cut my grass for one last time at least this weekend. Bryce Gold says, hilarious. Referring to what, Bryce? Hit me up. Tony Flowers says, you're flying a Stephen Cooper. Facebook will mute your feed. We've tried that. I wish it worked. Yep, yes, they will. Kevin Vincent, what's up, buddy? Ronald Pearl says, where are you trapping? Has the trapping season started? I am in Michigan. Michigan trapping season started October 15th. Okay, we're 3 days in right now. October 15th. Of course, always check your law books. October 15th opened up raccoon and possum and skunk and fox and coyote, to the best of my knowledge, October 15th. And some of the other critters open up periodically shortly after November. Stanley Dingus in the house. God, regulars, man. Thank you to all my regulars. And if you guys are a long-time viewer and you were in here for my first season, I just did an appreciation video. Make sure you go on to YouTube channel, Mad Nasty Trapping. Subscribe, notification bell. And most importantly, watch the appreciation video for the ones that were here from day one. I did a shout-out, call-out to all the originals. And Stephen Cooper... Stephen Cooper says the last 2 days have been amazing, LOL. Or, sorry, Tony Flowers says the last 2 days have been amazing, LOL. Yes, Tony Flowers has been building fishing rods and auctioning them off. Old Glory Custom Rods. Check him out on Facebook, guys. This guy is really top-notch. And the rod he just auctioned off for way less than value. And, you guys, if you guys are into fishing, go check him out. You guys are going to get a hell of a product for a great price. All handmade to your custom specifications, man. I can't go and thank Tony Flowers enough. He's been good to me. I'm being good to him. And the partnership we're going to build this year is going to be unbelievable. Tony Flowers, top notch in my book, buddy. Stephen Cooper says, yeah, we had a light snow, and my mother was on her way to Farmington to work, and it was snowing on her way there too. Cool. I don't know if I'm ready for snow yet, and I think the leaves on the trees might get confused. Okay, I'm running low on battery life, guys. I'm down to 11%. I got 2 people that want to sub in. Nope, I can tag friends when they appear. I don't know. I'll tag. It's showing that I can tag Brian Hammonds and Brett Charles. I don't know why it says to tag, but I tagged them. I don't know what that does. All right, guys, before my battery runs out, I'm going to go and sign off of here. I'm going to plug my channels. Stephen Cooper hit me up this week. Michael Paradise hit me up this week. We definitely need to chat, guys. We need to get out there on the trap line together. Maybe do some group live streams here and really start pushing each other's pages and channels. And that's how it is. That's how it was and how it's going to be. And you guys stay tuned and follow me as the season continues. We got 10 viewers in here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You guys are the drive that keeps me going, even on these late nighters and crazy skinning nights, and the amount of stress and amazing amount of work that goes into this. I do it all for you guys so that you guys get the best broadcasts available on social media, period. And I'm going to keep on striving to go to the top, and you will see me by the end of the season hit the top. And if you don't know me, you will. I'm Dan with Mad Nasty Trapping. You can get me on YouTube channel Mad Nasty Trapping. Subscribe, notification bell. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, and on Snapchat. Mad Nasty Trapping. It's been a pleasure, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Make sure you comment, like, share. This video will be up for 24 hours before uploading to YouTube and being removed off of Facebook. Thanks, guys, and you will see me again sooner than you think. Later!